Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another indie comic book review.
Yep.
This indie review is going through the week of October 30th, 2013. We've got 13 books. We have how many physical?
We have 6 from you and me.
And we have seven digital.
That's right.
So
7 and 6 is 13, yes.
Thank you for the math, Dr. Spock.
You're welcome.
And before we get started with the books that came out from this week, unfortunately we still do not have the covers. We're not able to display the covers due to some technical difficulties with Mike's iPod. Not any fault towards me or Mike. There's a little bit of a technical issue. So the covers will be back as soon as the technical issue and the hair that comes out of my mouth is taken care of. But until then, there is one cover which Mike will be covering that did not come out the 30th, like I was saying. Before Mike gets started, I will be covering a comic series starting next week as well. I was waiting on getting one or two others. I received them, I believe, today, or I received them a little bit. Yeah, I received them today. So I'll be reading those and expect a series from me outside of the weekly comics starting next week probably. But for now,
starting with Salient Comics Binary Gray issue number 2, as I said before, by Chris Charleston. This book talks about Alex's life a little bit, about how he's still having these dreams about that event and he's still trying to find out why. And he's also using his new abilities from where we saw last issue of that he uses computer things like technology. What I like about this comic book is that he just resolves people's problems with like fixing their computers and everything.
My favorite scene has to be with the old lady when he's in the elevator. He's like, shit. And he's like, oh, sorry. And
because he had a cold.
She gives him that evil look.
Yeah, and also we learn about him and his mother. Like they're not really close as him and the father were. But beside the point, he's looking into research in a newspaper about the murder of his father, and we get a little bit of introduction of that flying guy that flies over the city, which happened in the middle of the issue. And what really caught my eye, at the end of the page, he meets up with
somebody.
And
that is a perfect cliffhanger.
And should I spoil it or should I
No, let it go until the next issue.
And
then
I
you can...
I don't want to give it away, but when you see the last page of this comic book, I was like, wow.
Yeah, after reading this today, that last page is the most epic cliffhanger ever.
I know.
And I can't wait to see issue 3.
Yeah, and also the research he's doing about his father's murder and everything. I want to see that, how he gets that as well. But really, another one of the great issues that, Binary Gray, it's just amazing.
Yep, and the 6th issue is in the making as we speak.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to read that.
We have the first 5, so Mike has another 3 to go.
But, guys, if you haven't been reading Binary Gray, I highly recommend you check this out.
AssalientComics.com. That's AssalientComics.com.
This comic book is just really amazing, and you guys will really enjoy it as I am enjoying reading it, and as far as from what you're saying that you're looking at it as well. So definitely check it out.
And the reason I spell it out is because I know me in descriptions, and this is already episode 5 of the Indie Comic Review, and I've yet to put one description down on the review, so eventually I will get to it. Just
But definite, check out Binary Gray. It is a great series, and you guys will like it, and if not, then you won't, but...
I love it.
Our opinions are that both of us love it, and we're doing...
Physical next. Now we're moving into the physical copies, and then we'll go into the digital ones for this week.
And these physical copies were released October 30th, 2013, starting with the Sandman Overture number 1. Okay.
From what we heard on the live show, from what Pete said, Pete'sBasement.com, if you haven't been reading Sandman right along... you're going to be lost reading this.
The artwork is okay. With a glossy cover, and interesting. But I don't know, I found this to be like really all over the place. Like, this old guy is giving this young man over here a book. It's like a book thingy that he's reading. I mean, I like how they did that, but again, like I read from Sandman before, it's really all dark and death and everything, and there is lots of dialogue, which I did read.
And a guy with teeth eyes.
Yeah, there is a guy. Well, I don't want to show that, actually. That's a little disturbing.
Yeah, I was about to stop you.
Yeah, so see? But, it was really a big talk scene between him and the teeth eye guy, I'll call him. We get a little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin introduction in this story.
No boobs?
No. This isn't a
Gold
soap
Digger.
opera. Yeah, this isn't Gold Digger. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I like how they. Yeah,
that's nice.
I like how they did this. The fold-out cover. Can you hold that side, please? Yeah. Like this one was really. Don't you even dare! I was about to kill you, but no. But it's really about dreams and stuff like that, and the Sandman.
I like the artwork for this for some reason.
Well, I thought it was okay, but I don't know. I mean, it didn't really fill my expectations. Really, like I now looking over from what I read, the other Sandman. Should you pick this up?
If you read the rest of the series.
If you read the rest of the series, yeah, but 50-50 for me if I'm going to be coming back. Like, maybe, possibility, I'll give issue 2 another try, just so that way I don't, because I do give comics a second chance. And I'll check out number 2, but really up to you guys if you want to pick it up, but,
why don't you just hand it to
really
me? I'll put it over here.
Oh, you want to put it over there? Okay. Well, I show it at the end, that's why, really.
Don't worry about it.
Next one.
A few people have been showing this book, and we've been reviewing it on here since issue 1. There were a few people that actually tweeted about this book. It's really good. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way, yes. Dept of Monsterology, issue number 204.
Department of Monsterology.
Yeah, Department of Monsterology.
It said Dept.
Oh, Dept and Department's the same thing, but anyway. Really good issue. It talks about a Lamet Institute thing that involves a green diamond that they got from an alien. By the way, this is a fold open cover.
Nice.
And it plays a good role in this, actually. So, what was her name? Samly? Like, the little girl is, her father, I think, is giving her a book that she should read rather than looking at some other stuff, because he wants her to study of the zombie attacks, and this guy who reads minds is going through some of them, and they need some weapons to go out through this investigation. So we get this dinosaur that appears in this issue, and there's lots of action, and I don't want to give...
Oh, wow, is that who I think it is?
Who do you think it is? No, this is someone different than what you're thinking. There's lots of mentions of the zombies that attack, which they do, and they use like an exorcist shoe, like Samwee, I think her name is. Yeah, Samwee uses that, which her father, I guess, disapproves. I think that's her father. But this is what really got me in the end. There's a task that involves some about the Lamet Institute, but it's something even more than that. And he says one of these 4 people will have to choose and decide who's going to take a crack at what first. You'll have to read a comic book to find that out. But, wow, just really interesting. I'm liking this series, to be honest. And they give you a little preview of the next cover.
No.
The preview cover?
Nope.
Okay.
Because there's a preview panel also. Let the people buy the book.
Yeah, I mean, you should buy the book. I mean, this is really...
I know a few people are like, no, what did you tell them not to show it for? Because it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Buy it. It's worth the money.
It definitely is worth the money. I mean, if you guys are into dinosaurs and zombies and all the other stuff, then in a good way, zombies, not in a bad way, then you'll definitely be picking.
I found out that there's 2 more covers. That it's all interconnecting covers.
It is actually, and he's talking about. Wait, what comic books? What did the companies? I forgot to mention.
The company
Yeah, Sandman
is Vertigo, and Monsterology is Renegade.
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 Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I always forget to mention.
You don't have to mention the companies every time.
Well, it would be nice.
Okay.
Archie Comics, Sonic the Hedgehog, issue number 254 of Countdown to Chaos Part 2.
I read through that. It was interesting, but once again...
Well, yeah, like, it really...
action-packed.
Very much action-packed of Sonic and Tails on their adventure.
Hey, look, it's the Fox. We're going to be reviewing that in a second.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the back of the book.
So, we get introduction... Well, we don't get introduction. We meet Dr. Chuck the Hedgehog, who is uncle to many, but really to Sonic. And we meet Antoinette de Coulette and Ben Mutsky. And
You know who Ben Mutsky is.
Yeah.
You've seen him in many games.
Well, that's how I know him. Very good. So, they're talking about... well, Coulette is talking about a... this mission, and he touches Nicole's technological computer, and you know what happens when they touch it, they get these flashbacks, and what he saw involves Bunny, who was his wife at that time, and when he was in a coma. Meanwhile, Dr. Eggman, of course, does his master plans of you know, taking down Gun because they were after him in the beginning. So they're trying to figure out, like Nicole finally gets through to them and says that they have to go deep in the cover to find out what really is happening. Meanwhile, Sonic's friends get in trouble, along with Chuck. I don't like what happened here, where he got exposed to the chemical smoke. And
that's gonna bring out the beast. Like, remember the Twilight,
Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that happened when he went in the machine.
Well, maybe
Dr. Eggman.
Maybe that's what it sort of is.
Well, I don't think the smoke would change him into a beast, really. You have to like get more technology. But anyway, overlooking that, they're just concerned about him seeing a doctor as of now, and the ending of. Let's just say we get a little bit of introduction of Bunny, and things don't look so good. As well as we knowing that it's Coulette's future wife and all that,
or alternate
or
reality,
alternate
or
reality.
old reality.
Yeah, but I would say check that out if you're a Sonic fan, and if you've been looking at those, you can.
Vertigo again.
Vertigo #1. This is Book of the Week, actually.
It's an essential. It's Vertigo Essential, meaning it's a reprint.
V for Vendetta.
#1.
#1. I read this comic book.
#1.
#1. Yep. I read this comic book.
He was #1.
And it really looked like it was from the movie, actually. Like it was I know, it was like I was reading it from the movie, and it was from the movie, I know. And I like when he says this line of the 5th of November. He goes, remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgotten. And the Parliament just falls down, and there's fireworks everywhere. And
the 5th of November.
The 5th of November. And actually, Pete from Pete's Basement was doing the line about that, which was cool.
The 5th of November.
So things don't look so well for Vendetta, because they have these people who want to go after him due to the fact that he stopped an attack of a girl who was prostituting and all that. So he brings her back to his house and shows lots of paintings, which I thought was pretty interesting. And he just goes around leaving V symbols, and I like this moment when he talks to her and she talks about her her life. Evie Harmon Hammond is her name. And she talks about her childhood life. And that was really touching to look at her story and all. It wasn't really so
you
great.
can get the V for Vendetta book and mask.
Yeah, right here.
Maybe Michael will pre-order it after this review.
Well, maybe. I didn't say I would. But
We'll look it up.
I'll look it up. But it leaves the ending of the nightmare only just beginning for V for Vendetta and the people. You do get lots of rundowns of all the covers and upside down covers, actually.
Actually, no. You flip it.
Yeah, you flip it over like this.
And you get Essential Graphic Novels, which is a list of all the Essential Graphic Novels.
Yeah, and I was looking through.
Why The Last Men? You might enjoy that too.
Which one?
Next turn. The Last Man.
I might look into that and see that. And they have Kingdom Come in here too, really, which was another awesome series.
So maybe we'll see. We'll look it up at the end of this review, and if Michael can get it, he'll check out V for Vendetta, and we'll get him the mask, like I did for the Court of Owls.
Yeah. But this is my book of the week. Definitely check it out. And
next is my books of the week, and we're starting off with that one.
oh, this one?
This one. Micro Series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Villains. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Micro Series Villains. Bebop and Rocksteady, which is issue 7 of 8, because I believe Shredder, he has to be, is the last one. And this was classic Bebop and Rocksteady. It gave us a little bit of new, a little bit of the cartoon series, and a little bit of craziness. Bebop and Rocksteady, as humans, never belonged anywhere. Ever. They were always the outcasts. And then we get the whole part where we saw they won Calories' little tournament where they were the last men standing, and they got transformed into the classic Bebop and Rocksteady that we're used to seeing. Only they're too out of control, and they want to be friends with the Shredder, and that doesn't work, and their ways are kind of a bit over the top. And Kaori actually sends the Foot Clan as well as herself to eliminate Bebop and Rocksteady. And even after beating the Foot Clan and almost killing Kaori, they're like, we just want to be part of the Foot Clan. She gives them a threat. I don't want to see what it is, but basically in the end, they're accepted back in, kinda.
Well, it looks that way.
And that's where they kind of leave you off. So it was a nice spotlight. If you're fans of these villains, you'll definitely want to be checking this book out. If not, you won't. But to be honest, any Turtle fan, especially the cartoon, if the cartoon was your first entering point into the Turtles, you're going to want to read this book. And you're going to love this book. It was spectacular. Left out a bunch of stuff because, I want you guys to buy the book. But my book of the week, this is no insult to any of the digital books because there are some really fantastic digital books this week.
Oh, yes, there are.
But, guys, as always, you saw on the Dark Avenger comic reviews, and now that we're doing the indie reviews, unfortunately for the indie books, this book is always my book of the week, book of the month, book of everything. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 27. The Turtles find out where Leonardo, Shredder, Kaori, and Kitsune, even where Aliplex are going to be. And it turns out Shredder, just like in, it's kind of weird because it's kind of just like what's going on in Villains Month. Shredder now owns the city. He is the everywhere.
So he's kind of like the crime syndicate in DC.
Basically. The only people that stand against Shredder are the Savants. And he calls a meeting of all the criminals, all the underbelly. One spotlight I have to mention, because I noticed lately a lot of artists like to draw certain people and characters in their book. A certain character who's no longer on the air, but is, I want to see if I get a better picture. You know who that is, right?
Oh.
For those of you familiar with Breaking Bad, the artist actually drew Breaking Bad in several scenes. There's that one, and then there's an even smaller scene here where, actually, if you look closely, that looks like Storm.
Yeah, I was.
This
gonna
looks
say
like
that.
Storm, and this guy over here again looks just like Breaking Bad. I don't know his name off the top of my head. But you see a bunch of panels with a bunch of people that you might recognize from TV. But the Turtles find out where Shredder's holding this meeting and that Leonardo's going to be there. So they're going to crash the party. Leonardo is still having dreams with his mother, saying this is not where you belong. And witnessing Shredder do a certain act, it kind of snapped him out of it, breaks into the spell a little bit. Also, we get an awesome scene with Aliplex and Kitsune, who actually says, "We foxes must be both sly and cautious, for treachery lurks around every corner." And remember the Aliplex one-shot where she said, "I'm going to bide my time and then I'll get my revenge"? We must always know when to watch and when to act. So Aliplex knows that, oh boy. And then Casey finds out about his father being back as the leader of the Dragons, and that his father's actually going to be helping Shredder out. And Casey gets out of that bed in the hospital tout sweet to get to the Turtles to help out. And you only get one scene really quick with Casey standing off against his father. But the Turtles, they make their attack, and their goal is to save their brother and get the heck out of there. And there's a moment where Leo is actually fighting his brothers again, but Raph kind of like jumps in, and it kind of snaps Leo out of it, but then he starts to go a little crazy going, "No, this is all wrong." And the Turtles basically grab Leo and get ready to run, and then, of course, just like in the one shot, they come face to face with Bebop and Rocksteady. To be concluded, I guess, in the next issue. I believe it's to be continued. We'll find out soon. We'll find out in the next issue. But I'm really loving this series. I'm really loving City Fall. This is part, I don't even remember. That's how many parts City Fall has been, but it's a spectacular story. No, definitely not the third one. But it's really awesome. If you missed out at the first part, you get the trade paperback is coming out in it actually came out in October.
The first 3 parts of City Fall.
Yeah. Issue 21, a prelude to the first. Yeah. So we're at part 4, apparently then, or 5, whatever. Anyway. This was my book of the week. Has action, has amazing story, and the reason I gave a lot away is because this review is late. And you guys, there's a lot of dialogue, though, that I left out on purpose. There's dialogue with Cowrie, there's dialogue with Splinter, Slash, and Old Hob make their appearance here. Awesome book, 5 out of 5 stars, my book of the week. Highly recommend you guys check this out. Okay, and with that now, we can slide into the digital books. And Mike, you start, since we are in IDW. I believe, no, actually, this isn't IDW. This is actually Aspen Comics, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's by Mark Waid. And
that it's by, I'm sorry to interrupt you, it's by Red Circle Comics.
Oh.
But it's written by Mark Waid.
Written by Mark Waid, which is the Fox #1. When I was reading this comic book, I mean, I hate to compare again, but it reminded me of Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I mean, what was his name now? I can't remember. It was in the beginning.
Paul.
Paul is a news... well, he's a photographer, and he's talking to this lady about this new computer that she's launching called My Face, like a little MySpace, haha. And this woman turns out not to be regular human. She's actually a monster who goes after him, and we get the Fox costume. We don't get really much of an origin story like I thought there would be of how he became the Fox.
He just is.
He just is. But he has a fight with her, and like I said, Spider-Man, like, and really funny.
That's a Superman move right there.
That is actually when he learned a superhero move. And in the end, well, we get a little backstory about the woman, actually, and how she became this monster. And she tries so hard to get with Fox, and he just says that he's a freak magnet, which I thought was hilarious. Then these two guys beat him up because of a report that he was going to do, and he beats the snot out of them as the Fox. And here's the thing at the end, though. This woman comes in the end asking for help. And I don't want to say what it is because it sounds urgent. Well, it is urgent, actually. And it's to be continued in the next Fox issue. And then there's another one that's Fox related if you keep going down.
Oh, the New Crusaders is okay.
Legacy, yeah. There's this other story where it talks about how he got into photography, like how he bought the camera and everything. And I thought that was pretty amazing story.
Well, if you like this, you should check out the New Crusaders, and maybe that's where the Fox debuted.
Well, yeah, that could be a good thing to check out.
Yeah, look, see.
And then there's She-Fox, like She-Hulk.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I liked it. I really enjoyed Mark Waid's book of the Fox, and if you guys check it out, I think you'll enjoy it. Also, if you're Spider-Man fans, like I am.
Setting up for Dark Cybertron, which actually starts up the first week of November. Robots in Disguise, Transformers Robots in Disguise, issue number 22, Spotlight Soundwave. And it's a huge setup that I honestly didn't read the entirety of the book yet, but there's a ton of setup. And there's actually artwork. It switches between a more painted style to the comic art that we are used to in the book, but there's a lot that goes on in this book, and having not completely finished reading it, I don't want to
It looks like a war.
Yeah, they're preparing for Dark Cybertron, which Dark Cybertron number 1 comes out, like I said, next.
From what I saw.
This week, next review. And really good. It gives you, like I said, the spotlight is definitely on Soundwave. And
isn't his name Shockwave?
No, Shockwave attacks, but Soundwave.
Oh, Soundwave. Oh, okay. I got a little mixed up because
see, that's Soundwave.
Yeah, my mistake.
That's Soundwave.
Yeah, that was a little mistake.
It was Soundwave versus Shockwave, I believe, and
it was Soundwave and Shockwave, and there's just an all-out fight, and it's just really.
And it goes back and forth through time, and
exactly.
It's really, really good, guys. If you have not been reading Transformers, I highly recommend you guys start with Dark Cybertron number 1, which comes out the week of November 6th, and we'll cover it.
Absolutely.
And the timer, so give us 2 seconds, and we'll be right back at the click of a button. So hang tight, and we shall return in a second. Okay, we got the click of the button. Now let's get back into some books. From Image Top Cow, we have the final part to Bushido.
Oh my god.
Yep. Hichiro and Orochi are on their way back to the Shogun because Orochi in the last issue revealed that the vampires wanted to lead the samurai away so they could attack the Shogun and basically destroy him and his people. And that's what happens.
Well, the king also was to make a, like the leader...
Sacrifice. Yeah, he gives the Shogun a ultimatum. Give yourself up, give us Hippona, and we won't kill your daughter. He doesn't believe them, of course, the Shogun, but Hichiro,
Orochi?
No, Orochi and Hichiro return, and basically they tell the Shogun not to give in and they're gonna fight instead.
Yeah, and he leads the warriors into battle with his speech that he remembers from his father.
And Orochi is working with is fighting with the samurais, and long story short, we all see this coming. But in the end, thanks to Orochi and Hichiro, basically the leader of the vampires is destroyed, and the others just basically run. But he does drop one hint. He does drop one hint. He's like, "Where are you from, boy? Why do you defend these strangers?" Because he's wondering where this kid is from, and
basically just wants to know about him.
I don't know. He stabs him and he looks at the blood and he's like, "Where are you from?" So that's interesting. But in the end, basically, Hiroshi now is a samurai. Ichiro is now a samurai, and Orochi, basically being being vampire now, decides that Ichiro actually has, I keep calling him Ichiro. Hiroshi asks him, if you're not samurai and you're not vampire, then what are you? And you get the most epic final page. He's like, something else.
And this is going to lead into a comic book, I hope.
I hope too. It says, the end,
I will read it.
Question mark. There were a lot of things towards the end of the book that leave the door wide open to not one, but several follow-ups. Several
and I hope they do a follow-up
sequels.
of this story, because this was just wow.
I do too. The artwork, the story, the pacing, the dialogue, everything in this book. If you did not check this book, it was a 5 issues and 5-week deal. When the trade paperback comes out, hell, don't even wait for the trade paperback. Get the 5 issues.
5 out of 5 series.
Absolutely. It was an enjoyable read. It's samurais. It's vampires. It's awesomeness. It's great artwork. 1 issue with a brief nudity scene. Definitely mature content, though, especially with headless vampires and whatnot. So definitely it's not something
and
I'd
it does
say
have a
Highlander
feeling to it.
There's a lot of
bit.
awesome to it. If you enjoy samurais, you're going to love the hell out of this book. 5 out of 5 stars, like Mike said. I absolutely recommend the entire series.
Yes.
Bit of a cliche, kind of. You see where it's going, like the happy ending and whatnot, but you still want to know more, like I do, about Orochi by the end. And I definitely would love to read more about Orochi, but also come back and read more about Hichiro as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, now we're going back to IDW with Godzilla, Ruler of, I believe it's called Ruler of Earth.
Yeah, because the dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs in the way.
Yeah, but
Rulers of Earth.
Yeah, I read this comic book, and
no Godzilla till the end.
Yeah, it was just a fight between, what were the names? Trobin?
Varan and
Rodin. Rodin is the winged pterodactyl.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's an all-out fight between them, and meanwhile, they're trying to find their way out. There is, however, this big monster that's in this tank that was never released, and I knew
that was caught.
Well, that was caught.
And his name is Gyra.
And I knew at some point he was going to be released.
So did I, and they actually give you a bit of a backstory on Gyra.
Yeah, and that was...
We're probably saying these names so bad, but it doesn't matter.
But,
the reporter frees him.
Unfreezes him.
And then she frees him.
Right.
F-R-E-E, not F-R-E-E-Z-E.
Freeze. Yeah. And then there's just a fight that he helps, he's just super strong and everything. Like, he just took out, Varan. He just takes him out. Like, literally, just bam. Like
but we do get to see Godzilla in the last pages.
Yeah, that was it.
He's walking from California to Vegas.
Or whatever.
Well, why he's going to Vegas, I guess we'll find out in the next issue.
Yeah, we'll just see. But
it's an all-out. If you enjoy the Godzilla monster versus, you'll enjoy this book. I read it because I like Godzilla. I kind of feel bad Godzilla wasn't in this. The story arc in the beginning of this series was Godzilla, our Godzilla, versus the Americanized Godzilla. If you remember the American Godzilla,
yes.
That was awesome. This is
really,
something new now.
Yeah, that was really amazing, that one.
Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed this book. I would definitely say give it a check out.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to slingshot back to Image, but Image did release Saga chapter or issue 15. And this is more along the lines of a, like, at least for the main characters, they're more relaxed and, I forgot their names off the top of my head.
Yeah, we're really not good with remembering names because we.
No, it's been a while since I read this. That's
that,
kind of
but
why.
also because we read a lot of comic books and it's sometimes a little bit. But I did look through it.
I'm trying to remember.
I thought it was a little okay. Saga.
Mm-hmm.
When I looked at
I
it,
enjoy it, and there's always some type of a sexual reference in the book.
Yeah,
which
I was
hilarious.
gonna say that, but I didn't know if I wanted to say it or not. I thought maybe, but you just said it, so there you go. But
I'm trying to remember the bounty hunter that basically saved the little girl issues back, whose name just completely is killing me right now because I could swear I know it. The Will. Thank you. The Will. And Sophia disappears, and it turns out that the planet they're on at the moment, the food, it has some type of a heroin to it, so it causes hallucinations. And the little girl has been stuffing her face with that food. So she's hallucinating, and she actually stabs him directly in the neck. And he's hallucinating that he's seeing his ex-girlfriend, and the little girl's hallucinating that she's seeing her mom, and the mother is telling her to basically kill the Will.
So she's actually telling her like what to do. As wow, I see where this is going.
So it's kind of flipped now. The Will is the one that's more in danger than the main characters of the book, which I kind of found funny, but at the same time, not funny, ha-ha, funny as in twist of fate. But this was an excellent book. Really recommend Saga. Saga has been an amazing series since issue 1.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's been such a long time since I read it that the characters' names, especially reading like millions and millions of other books at the moment, the character names kind of just out of your head.
I know, that's what I was saying. This book I read, and this was, wow, excellent.
Dynamite, first issue here, guys. Ash and the Army of Darkness, issue number 1.
Yeah.
This book takes place right after the movie.
I was just going to say after the store scene where he shoots and says, "Hail the King, baby."
Yeah, and then right after the Hail to the King, baby is where the story continues. Like, in the movies, that's where it ended. Hail to the King, baby, and he's making out with the girl. Then out of nowhere, Ted pops up in the comic book and he's like, hey, King, I'm not sure you said the words right.
Oh, the
right words.
Veratas, Neptus. Those words.
Yeah, and then he's like, if you don't back off, I'll ram this gun right up here. And then he's like, see, I don't think you. He's like, shut up, Ted. Because a bunch of zombies show up. And then we find out, here's a bit of a spoiler alert, that the wizard from the movie read from the Necronomicon, and he has now been possessed. And because he read through the Necronomicon now, he wants to destroy he wants to do what the Necronomicon wanted. To shroud darkness throughout the world. They take Ash into, they basically take him as their prisoner, and then the ending scene, would you like to talk about the ending scene with the king?
Yeah, there's a ending scene where the king is like having like a plan of something, and I really don't want to give it away because it just it's gonna lead to more stuff in the Army of Darkness that you'll definitely be reading about, but I was really amazed.
I like how they continued the story by having the wizard from the first story as the one that read from the Necronomicon, and everything was fine. You know, he sent Ash back. Ash was living his life, and then twist, the wizard actually read from the book, and it just started all over again. Ash even said, and it's just you just started it all over again, and now I'm gonna have to deal with all of you guys.
And yeah, that's.
So, I enjoyed it. I think the artwork was great. The story's great. Can't wait for the next issue. I like that they continued. They didn't show the movie again. They went to the very end of the movie, verbatim did it. They did it verbatim.
Right.
And then they added on to where the movie cut out.
Right, and that's what I like about it, because now it gives a whole bunch more of expectations to look forward to in the comic books that wasn't in the movie. That after the movie cut out is just, you know, that stuff. But, I mean, if you're Army of Darkness fans, and if you want to know what happened after the movie cut out, then you should definitely read this comic book, because there are lots of stuff that you're going to say, wow, why wasn't this a sequel to the next movie? And
the artwork is good. I mean, this looks just like Bruce Campbell here.
It does. And I look at this comic and I'm saying, why didn't they put this in as a sequel? This should have definitely been in it. because it was just all over the place and just simply amazing. You know, but I mean that's how movies businesses
Oh,
work.
I'm sorry, it wasn't a wizard. It was the wise man.
Oh, well, he has like a long beard, so he is a wise man. But definite recommendation to look into Army of Darkness. There are a lot of people actually that...
And they're actually searching for the book. That was one
Yeah.
thing that the wise man was saying. We need to find the book, and there actually is. Oh no, it was the other book. I'm sorry, but they are looking for the Necronomicon now.
Yeah, and what I was about to say is that everybody's been talking about the Army of Darkness book. That it's been a really amazing series, and to be honest, as of now, you know, I agree. I really enjoyed reading this, and really...
There is a reference to Evil Dead here where he says, "I might as well have died in the cabin in the woods."
Yeah, but that was a different ending to that one, in that sense.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to the next issue. I love Army of Darkness, and when I heard that they were starting it over again, not starting it over, but a new series was starting up, I had to get my hands on that issue, and it was spectacular. Highly recommend you guys check out Army of Darkness, Ash in the Army of Darkness, issue number 1. And with that, that is it for this week's indie review.
I mean, not that many disappointments, you know, not
No,
digital. I mean,
I actually wasn't disappointed with anything. The only book that was any disappointment was you and
just
Sandman.
The Sandman, yeah. But I did say I was going to give the next issue another try and see if I like that one. But if the story doesn't fit me, guys, I might as well drop it. Mm. But the artwork, there's nothing to complain about all the artworks, because I think I missed a few artworks that I said. The books that I reviewed physical-wise and computer-wise, all the artworks were great. I had no problem with the artwork. I mean, Sandman was a little okay, but definite...
and my book of the week, as always, is The Turtles.
Yeah, and mine
Love
is...
Teenage Mutant. This is going to be the spotlight of the indie reviews from now on, guys. I'm telling you, the big 2 books from the Dark Avenger comic review are breathing a sigh of relief because the Turtles have now gone to the indie reviews.
Yeah. And my book of the week... V for Vendetta.
And we're going to see if Mike's going to buy the book at the end of this review. We'll look it up.
I said I will think about it.
We'll look it up.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Don't forget to check out comicrelated.com, your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, if you checked out other reviews and you enjoy it, please click that sub button. It's somewhere around this video. It's definitely on the channel. And put us, myself, and Mike, because now it's basically me and Mike, even though this was originally my solo channel.
Well,
it's okay, I'm the one that wanted him on.
I was just about to say.
Put Dark Avenger C86, my channel, our reviews, in your sub box. This way you don't miss out on a single review or any video, because there are videos that are going to be making their way back. You guys are going to be seeing them popping their head out very soon, needless to say. And also, once again, with the Google Plus problems, I came up with a kind of solution, but Google Plus kind of fixed it on their own, where now you can reply as long as you have a Google account. So now it's like if you don't have a Google Plus, you can't comment at all. So it has nothing to do with replies anymore. You can't even comment without a Google Plus account. But I still have an idea. I'm still going to implement this idea anyway, because I made my mind up to do this regardless before Google Plus changed. Also, like I said, look forward to the Dark Avenger review. We got the comics on time, so I will be reading them, and the review will be on time.
This time.
Indie review will be sometime in the middle of next week. I have to still get the books. I got to get a few more books. Lots of books coming. Lots of fun stuff. Dark Cybertron starting. Lots to look forward to from every single company all across the board. Robin Hood.
Yes.
The trade paperback is coming out the first week of November.
Ooh, I gotta get that.
So I have that.
Oh, you have that?
Yes.
That's even better.
So Mike will be reviewing the full volume 2 of Robin Hood, which he's wanted to do for a while.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots and lots of books coming, so look forward to that, guys. Also, don't forget to check out darkavengerinc.com, which will take you guys to our group, I always say Facebook, our group YouTube channel for now. We are working on the website tirelessly. It will be up soon. Until then, though, when you pop onto the YouTube channel, if you enjoy the videos you see and you're not already subscribed, please do click that sub button. Put Dark Avenger Inc. in your sub box. This way you don't miss out on a single video any one of us do on Dark Avenger Inc. There are a ton of links on Dark Avenger Inc.
Lots of links.
Connected to one or more of the members of Dark Avenger Inc. So check those websites out when you get the chance. There's way too many to list, but you guys
they're
know.
awesome to look at, definitely.
I'm working on fixing my descriptions, guys. I have to catch up to myself, and then from issue 2, episode 200, all the way through to now, as well as Indie Review number 1, all the way until now, I'm working on it's not a generic description, but it's basically a description showing you guys what books we discussed, and also adding the links to most of the stuff that we're talking about, which is why for now I'm saying go to Dark Avenger Inc., but as soon as I get the descriptions caught up, I'll be saying check out the descriptions below for all the links, but for right now, unfortunately, you guys will have to pop on Dark Avenger Inc. to check that out. So until next time, guys, keep reading, keep collecting,
and keep watching.
and we will see you guys in the next review. Take care, everybody.
Later, guys.